Number 1.
Dr. Jenkins, could I speak with you for a moment?
Sure, Eric. What's on your mind?
I'm embarrassed to say this, but I'm having a hard time keeping my eyes open in class. I have to work 2 part-time jobs to make ends meet, and your class is so early in the morning.
So are you thinking about dropping the class? That would be a shame, considering that your test scores have been pretty good.
No, not that. I need this class in order to graduate next year. Actually, I was wondering if you could arrange your seating chart so I'm sitting right up in front. That should help me pay better attention in class.
I think I can probably do that.
Question. What is the student concerned about?
Number 2.
You're not sending a personal email from your office computer, are you, Alan?
It's just a quick note to my mom. It's her birthday tomorrow.
Didn't you read the memo from the CEO? Using office computers for private communications could get you fired. I heard they're looking for excuses to cut staff.
I doubt if they'd take a birthday message that seriously, but thanks for the warning.
Better safe than sorry.
Question. Why is the woman concerned?
Number 3.
Sam, next week it's my turn to drive us to work, but my car's in the shop.
What's wrong with it?
Oh, I had an accident over the weekend.
Nothing too serious, I hope.
No, just a fender bender.
Okay. Well, why don't I do the driving next week? And you can take your turn once your car's fixed.
That would be great. Thanks a lot.
Question. What do we learn about these people?
Number 4.
I'm sorry, sir, but your credit card was declined.
I don't understand why. It was fine yesterday.
Perhaps you've reached your limit. It happens quite often.
I don't know. That's certainly possible, I suppose.
Anyway, I suggest you call your card issuer. Do you have a debit card or a personal check you'd like to use for today's purchases?
No, I'll just pay with cash.
Question. What's the man's problem?
Number 5.
How's the job hunting going, Tyler? You know your dad and I can't support you forever.
Actually, I've been offered a second interview for a call center job. I'm not sure it's my thing, though.
It doesn't have to be. The more jobs you try your hand at, the more you'll learn about the working world.
But what if I take it and end up missing out on my dream job?
You can keep applying to other places while you work.
Fair enough. I'll call them back and schedule the second interview.
Question. What is the woman's opinion about her son?
Number 6.
Hello, Sergio. What brings you to the clinic today?
My energy's been really low recently, so I thought I should have a checkup.
Any major changes since your last appointment?
I got promoted to a new position that's pretty stressful and requires a lot of business trips. I've been eating unhealthy food, too.
I see. Getting adequate nutrition can be a challenge when you're traveling.
What should I do?
Let's get a few tests done, and then we'll look at your options once the results come in.
Question. What is the doctor going to do next?
Number 7.
Jasper? I thought you were on vacation this week.
Officially, I am. My manager was planning to take some time off, so I thought I'd do the same. Unfortunately, she's still working, which means she's asking me to do stuff.
She's making you work during your vacation. You should complain to the personnel department.
But I've only been here a year. I want to prove I'm committed to the company.
Well, be sure to set aside a little time for yourself this week. You are technically on vacation.
I will. Thanks.
Question. What is one thing we learn about the man?
Number 8.
What do you think of the proposed design for our new company logo?
I quite like the style of the lettering, but the logo doesn't have enough impact. How about you?
The colors are appealing, but I think the shape of our current logo represents our company better.
I heard there's a trend towards simplicity these days, but the designers have gone too far in that direction.
Agreed. We should talk to them again.
Question. What do these people think about the proposed logo?
Number 9.
Sheena, are you going to Alice's book launch party on Wednesday?
Of course. It's taken her a decade to write, but the book turned out great.
You've already read it? That's not fair. But I suppose you two have been friends since kindergarten.
And I helped with research for one of the chapters.
I guess I'll just have to read it when it's available to the general public.
You only have to wait a few days.
Question. What is one thing we learn about the man?
Number 10.
Morning. Sorry to be late.
No problem. Was your train delayed again?
Yes, for the 3rd time this month. I take an early train, but there are always big delays on weekdays during rush hour.
Isn't there another train line in your area?
Yes, but the station on that line is a 45-minute walk from my house.
Perhaps you could ride your bicycle there.
That's an idea. If I did that, I could catch a later train than I do now.
Cycling would be good exercise, too.
Good point. I think I'll give it a try.
Question. What will the woman probably do in the future?
Number 11.
What are you doing with those garbage bags, Ronan?
I was just about to put them outside. Wednesday is collection day, right?
Actually, they've switched over to a 14-day schedule. There was an announcement in the local paper last month.
They're only collecting every 2 weeks now? I sometimes wonder what we pay our taxes for.
I know what you mean, but I guess the city needs to reduce spending. They're also talking about lowering the number of bags you can put out.
Question. What is one thing we learn from the conversation?
Number 12.
Hey, Sharon, are you okay? You look exhausted.
Hi, Ranjit. Yeah, I can't sleep because of my upstairs neighbours. They're awake at all hours of the night. Even earplugs haven't worked. So I'm going to complain to the landlord.
Have you thought about writing a polite note to them first? They might get upset if you go directly to the landlord.
I hadn't thought about that. Have you ever tried something like that?
No, but I've read online that it can be quite effective.
Thanks. I think I'll do that.
Question. What will the woman most likely do?
A. Picky eaters. Some children are picky eaters. They will only eat a few foods and refuse to eat anything else. and this is generally considered unhealthy. Researchers have found that genetics may be one cause of this behavior, but the environment in which children are raised may also be important. Parents, for example, serve as role models for their children, so it can be damaging if their children see them following limited, unhealthy diets. Once children form such eating habits, how can they be changed? Parents often use rewards. For example, they will tell their children they can have ice cream if they eat their vegetables. However, some experts warn against doing this. They say it does little to change children's negative attitudes toward foods they dislike. Instead, these experts recommend involving children in the growing, purchasing, and preparation of these foods. This may help children develop a positive relationship with healthy meals.
Questions. Number 13. What may be one reason children become picky eaters? Number 14. What is one thing that some experts recommend?
B. Qing Shi the pirate. It is sometimes said that a Chinese woman named Qing Shi was one of history's most successful pirates. Her husband was also a pirate. Following his death in 1807, Qing Shi took control of their pirate operations, which grew rapidly. The Chinese government then ordered its navy to capture her. The sea battle that followed, however, went badly for the government. Qing Shi's pirates captured several naval vessels, which increased Qing Shi's power. However, it is thought that Qing Shi began having difficulty controlling her huge forces. In 1810, therefore, she came to an agreement with government officials in which she promised to end her operations. In exchange, she was allowed to keep her wealth, and she and most of her followers were given their freedom. While many pirates throughout history died violently, Qing Shi avoided that fate.
Questions. Number 15. What was one result of the sea battle? Number 16. What did Qing Shi do in 1810?
C. The Canada lynx. The Canada lynx is a type of wildcat found mainly in Canada and the northern United States. The animals are skilled at avoiding humans, so they are rarely seen in the wild. However, lynx sightings increase roughly every 10 years. This is because the population of animals called snowshoe hares rises and falls in a roughly 10-year cycle. Lynx hunt snowshoe hares, and when there are more hares to hunt, the lynx population tends to grow. It was long believed that Canada lynx lived their whole lives in one particular area. However, scientists have discovered that lynx can journey thousands of kilometers to establish new territories. Some scientists think it is likely that these animals are following hares. However, lynx have also been observed making long journeys at other times, so there may be another reason why they travel.
Questions. Number 17. What does the speaker say about Canada lynx? Number 18. What did scientists discover about Canada lynx?
D. The Catacombs of Priscilla. In Rome, there are networks of tunnels that were built around the beginning of the 2nd century AD. These tunnels were used as burial places for people of many religions. However, the tunnels became especially important for Christians. Their religion was not officially recognized at the time, so Christians used the tunnels to hold religious ceremonies. One famous section of tunnels is called the Catacombs of Priscilla. In this section, there are some early Christian paintings. One of the paintings seems to show a woman dressed in a priest's robe, and others show women performing religious ceremonies. Some people believe the paintings are proof of female priests in the church in ancient times. This is significant because some Christian churches today do not allow women to become priests. Other observers, however, say that we cannot be sure exactly what the paintings show.
Questions. Number 19. What is one thing we learn about the tunnels? Number 20. What do some people believe the paintings show?
E. Happiness and success. Many people believe that only by working hard and having a successful career can they find happiness. However, trying to make a lot of money or get promoted at work may not make people truly happy. People who focus on such success often prioritize work over other activities. Consequently, they may lose opportunities to enjoy the things that make life truly enjoyable, such as simple, relaxing times with their families. After reviewing many studies, researchers recently concluded that success may actually follow happiness. They believe that happy people are more energetic and confident because they experience frequent positive moods, and that this leads to success. Of course, success also depends on factors such as intelligence and social support. More research is needed, but it may be that those whose happiness leads them to success are more likely to stay happy.
Questions. Number 21. What does the speaker say about people who focus on success? Number 22. What did researchers recently conclude about happy people? F. Ancient oysters. For thousands of years, Native Americans along what is now called the U.S. East Coast used oysters as a food source. Today, however, oyster stocks have been greatly reduced. Overharvesting, pollution, and disease have caused oyster populations to fall, especially since the late 1800s, when European settlers introduced new harvesting methods. These methods included dredging, which involves removing huge numbers of oysters from the seabed. This process also damages the ecosystem in which the oysters live. In recent years, archaeologists have studied Native American harvesting practices. The archaeologists found that Native Americans did not harvest young oysters. Instead, Native Americans waited for oysters to grow and reproduce before they harvested them. The archaeologists also discovered that average shell size increased until the 1800s, which indicates that Native American practices helped ancient oysters to become larger. This finding surprised the archaeologists, who expected oyster shells to gradually get smaller in response to being harvested.
Questions. Number 23. What do we learn about oysters along the U.S. East Coast today? Number 24. What is one thing the archaeologists discovered?
G. You have 10 seconds to read the situation and question number 25.
This bus goes around town all day, so you can just hop on and off any time. The castle can be accessed from stop 4, and the medieval library is also just a 5-minute walk away from that stop. If you're interested in the San Giovanni Church, stop 7 is the nearest. It's also normally the meeting place for our 30-minute guided walking tour. But please note that due to an ongoing construction project, that tour will begin from stop 9, just in front of Montalto Gardens. Stop 13 offers access to famous sites like the Gravina Bridge and the town fountain.
Now mark your answer on your answer sheet.
H. You have 10 seconds to read the situation and question number 26.
You can apply online to renew your working holiday visa. However, there are some things you should prepare before you apply. You'll need to provide proof that you've had a medical examination by a qualified doctor and have no serious health issues. Once you've done that, you'll also have to present evidence of your employment until now. You mentioned you had all of your salary statements, so those should be sufficient. Since you're applying from within the country, proof that you've saved enough to cover your living costs will not be required this time around.
Now mark your answer on your answer sheet.
I. You have 10 seconds to read the situation and question number 27.
The new security cameras, warning signs, and staff training have all worked. Shoplifting of most products is much lower than in the last quarter. However, stock records for low-cost fruit items like bananas and oranges and expensive things like avocados and mangoes don't match the sales records. This usually means some customers at the self-checkout registers are entering false information to get costly items at a cheaper price. I recommend extra guidance for staff observing the self-checkout stations. If this doesn't work, you may have to think about checking customers' receipts at the exit.
Now mark your answer on your answer sheet.
J. You have 10 seconds to read the situation and question number 28.
Welcome to our summer sale. We're offering great discounts on all brands, including Ranex and Duplan. Interested in a new vacuum cleaner? Use the coupon available on our smartphone app to get $50 off any brand. How about a new washing machine? This month, exchange your used Ranix washing machine for a $100 credit toward any new Ranix product. During the month of August, exchange any old Duplan appliance and get $150 off a new one. Finally, we are offering $75 cash back on any new dishwasher until the end of August.
Now, mark your answer on your answer sheet.
K. You have 10 seconds to read the situation and question number 29.
This suit is a clearance item, so we only have what's here on the shelves. Our other location may still have one in your size, though. If you'd like, I can check online for you. If our other store has one, you could go there if you don't mind driving out of town. The other option would be to reserve one for you and have it sent over to this store at no extra cost. That might take a few days, but if you give me your number, I can call you when it arrives.
Now mark your answer on your answer sheet.